Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I'm Mike, he's Jay, and this is the continuation of the Santa Cruz. Is that what it is?
Diet.
Is it Santa Cruz?
Santa Clarita.
Santa Clarita. The Santa Clarita diet.
Clarita.
So
we got like mixed up because there's another diet going on.
Goddamn!
Oh, fuck!
Got you, man. Yeah.
Damn.
So the Santa Clarita diet. Now we did the initial episode, the pilot episode of this. So we're gonna review every episode this season. And you know what?
Thanks for getting us in that. But.
You're welcome. I fear deeply, by the way, that based on Rotten Tomatoes and their horseshit reviews of this, and the fact that the show actually only has 2 stars on Netflix, this is going to be the only season we get of this.
Who the fuck? I voted 5 stars just to do it on purpose.
I did too. Full disclosure, naked time in the bedroom. I gotta tell you guys, I'm like 6 episodes in because I just couldn't help myself because I love it so much. But we're still gonna go episode by episode. And the first thing I want to say about the first 2 episodes actually is that going back, I went back and rewatched the second episode for this recap, and I noticed something. As the season goes along, Timothy Olyphant and Drew Barrymore, they really grasp their characters more.
I know.
Like, once you get to like episodes 4, 5, and 6, like they have such a better handle on their characters, and it actually the show gets so much better as it goes.
I believe this wholeheartedly, and I keep watching it, and it keeps getting funnier every single time I see it. Wow, and nobody fucking appreciates it. Look, Timothy Olyphant, his character in this, and him embracing this character, it's like a guy from The Office, but played up to Timothy Olyphant level. Burying Gary, and he's pissed off because they didn't put a lid on it, and and they keep having this like suburban housewife versus husband thing. He's like, well, we couldn't put our like taxes in there because you didn't put a fucking like lid on it.
Which we couldn't do because there was no fucking lid. So this episode picks up, and like you said, they're carrying the Gary's dead bodies and giblets in this container, and they're having this fight about the lid or whatever. And they get over there and they're burying the body, and it's so nasty. Like, 'cause you can see all the body parts floating in the top of the tub or whatever. And then a car pulls up, and they're like, "What the fuck?" And the probably the best part of the episode is he's like, just like normal, and he's holding the shovel, and he's like, we're just a couple people. And he's like, let's tell him that we came across a crime scene and we cleaned it up. She's like, who the fuck cleans up a crime scene? He's like, we're Mormons. I don't know. He's like, Mormons are good people. They do shit like that. And then when the car pulls up, and it is a cop car because it's the neighbor kid, and he took their daughter over there. He stole his dad's car. His dad's a sheriff's cop, so it looks like a cop car. And he pulls up, and then he starts running at him with the shovel, and then he sees his daughter. He's like, oh, hi, honey. The best part about the whole show is the fact that they're dealing with all the super serious shit. Like, they're fucking murdering.
And in this episode also, you get to see Patton Oswalt.
You do.
Later on.
They're fucking murdering people, and yet they have this daughter, and they have this normal life, and like deep down, if it was a normal show, there'd be all this deep stuff to that, and there'd be like so much seriousness. But in this show, they decided to forego all of that, and they're just playing it loose. They're laughing about the fact that they're murdering people, and they're just skipping over all the dark, deep stuff. And I love that about the show. The kid next door gives him this spray stuff. He's like, this will get the blood off your lawn from Gary. And then the neighbor is, the sheriff's guy. He comes over and he's like, so I saw that you were spraying for ants.
He was sniffing the fucking grass. and it's funny because Timothy Olyphant is that timid dude. And he's like, look, man, I don't think you should come in our backyard, like, just uninvited. But Drew Barrymore, she's a zombie now. She's like, mind your fucking business. And he's like, no, it's okay. Just don't come in our backyard anymore.
Because that arises.
That's weird. Yeah.
The daughter is being courted by the guy next door, and he takes her to a comic store.
As you do.
And there's always some dick. If you guys work at comic stores, I'm sorry, but almost every comic book store I've ever went to,
oh my God,
there's some guy who works there who's just a gigantic cunt lip.
You didn't read Civil War #3? How the fuck are you here?
I just want to buy some goddamn Green Lantern rings, okay?
I actually talked to a guy at a comic book shop one time, a long time ago, and I mentioned something about the Infinity War, Infinity Gauntlet, and he was like, did you read the Gauntlet? I was like, yes, I did. He's like, oh, well, what happened in episode 5? I was like, I don't fucking know. I was like, I forgot.
It's that typical guy. He's like, 30 seconds, god damn it!
Patton Oswalt is the guy that Timothy Olyphant does wind up talking to, and Timothy Olyphant doesn't, he's trying to do his best to get what's going on with her, and Patton Oswalt is listening to him. He's like, okay, so she threw up this nasty red organ,
and I kept it in olive oil. He was like, that was a good choice. And then they go back. He's like, well, what are we going to do? Like, I can't have you fucking killing people. So they go back. They show the house again to the same people who were expecting Gary to be there. And they're like, oh, okay. And it's really fucking awkward and it's really fucking funny. But I like it when she's like, they hear the rooster and he's like, oh, there's a rooster outside. Maybe you should go check out the rooster. And then she comes back and is like, I'm going to show you the kitchen, and I'm not going to take no for an answer. Timothy Olyphant is so fucking great in this. Like, this whole season, again, I know I've watched a few more episodes, but it's so different for him. He's so over the top, and I know that everybody knows that on this channel I have a deep love for, like, Blink-182 and shit like that. That's what I love so much about the show more than anything. It's like there's a dark, dark undertone.
There's no Blink-182 soundtrack.
Listen to me. There's a dark, dark undertone, like with a lot, you know, their songs and stuff. You can sing about serious stuff, like Alkaline Trio. You can sing about serious, really stuff, but they do it in this poppy, fun way. And that's what's so great about the show is that like all this serious stuff's happening, but they're making jokes and they're just playing it lighthearted the entire time. So they go back to the morgue and they talk to the orderly again, and he's like, "We want to know how to buy a body," and he's like, "You want to fuck it?" And he's like,
"Yeah,
we're gonna fuck
we're gonna
it.
fuck that fucking body.
We're gonna fuck it all night long."
And then he's like, $5,000, and he's like, $5,000, and he's like, "You have an expensive hobby, buddy."
When they get in the car, he can only afford a foot. So they're sitting in the car with the fruit by the foot, and they're sitting in the car with it, and she bites it, and it's like disgusting to her, and he's like, "Just eat the foot, honey." And she's like, "I can't." He's like, just eat the foot.
It's gotta be fresh.
Just eat the goddamn foot. And that scene was great. And then they show them in the bedroom after that, and they're talking, and they're about to have some nasty zombie sex because the sex has been great.
Okay, here's a question though. Could you actually do that with your wife?
Yes.
She's a zombie?
Yes.
No, she's a zombie, and
Yes.
she could possibly eat your fucking dick off.
Yes.
You're desperate as hell, dude.
I just
goddamn.
like sex.
Like, she said she was
What
hungry.
is sex if you
she
can't
said
have it with the
she
chance-
said she was hungry, and you know that she just ate that mother. She disemboweled him on their front lawn.
I've always, every time I have sex, there's a chance I'm gonna get my dick bit off.
What the fuck are you going?
I mean, what are you gonna do?
Two.
About it? I like it. But then, that's when the neighbor comes over and he's looking at their yard or whatever, and the episode goes on. But ultimately, the episode continues with the exact same hilarity as the first episode. And the main thing I want to say about this episode is that it continues what happened in the first episode, but it gets even better as you go along. Again, keep watching the show because as good as it is right now, it gets so much better as it goes along. Like, they really grasp these characters, and everything you love about Timothy Olyphant as his character and Drew Barrymore, they take it up like 3 steps further.
Yeah,
and it gets so fucking good. Like, this episode was great as well. I give it probably, and again, the first episode we gave, what, a 10 to?
10, yeah.
I give this one probably an 8.5. They're still trying to grasp the characters a little bit. But every other episode I've seen since, it's just gotten even better. I love this fucking show. Please watch it. And again, like we said, rate it 5 fucking stars on Netflix and watch this shit so that we get another season of it because it's so good.
I'm gonna give it a 9.0. I like the episode a lot. There were problems with it. It didn't, flow as well as the first episode. Most of them don't. Like the second episode, it always kind of like takes a tear back, and they're trying to figure out what's going on, and it's exploratory at that point. But it was still great. It was still a great episode, and I'm really fucking hyped about where Timothy Olyphant's gonna go with his character. It's weird. We keep on mentioning Timothy Olyphant. Drew Barrymore is awesome as the role that she's playing too. But Olyphant, the reason why we keep mentioning him is because he is. I've never seen him play a character. I mean, you've said it before. Like, I've never seen him play a character this timid or this like, I don't know what I'm doing kind of thing. But I'm gonna like be happy about it. Like, there was one part where he thought that if his wife ate the rooster, eating a live animal was gonna be great, and they were jumping up and down. He's like, "Oh my god, and we'll raise like roosters together, and maybe lambs if we don't get too attached." And she was like, "I couldn't eat the rooster." He's like, "But I was jumping up and down."
Comment below, let us know what you guys thought about this episode. Are you going to watch the whole season? Do you want us to continue these recaps of each episode? Please make sure you go and you give this bitch 5 stars and watch it so that we get another
I
season.
still can't believe it's got 2 fucking stars. It's
so
insane.
stupid. I don't understand. Maybe people just look at Rotten Tomatoes and they're like, I have to think what they think.
Fuck
So
those
I'm going to do
tomatoes are rotten.
exactly that goddamn thing.
Piece of
Comment down
shit.
below. Let us know why the fuck you think this show has 2 stars, because I don't fucking understand it. We love your fucking faces. And if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button and get some goddamn Wham opinion. Please.
Yeah.
Just do it.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie.